back Indians.
The Indian mascot is a very controversial topic that has been discussed in recent weeks.
We asked students and faculty what they think about the name and whether or not they think it should change.
Let's take a look.
Hello, this is Kyle Foster here at Napa Memorial Stadium as we are talking about the Napa High mascot name and whether or not it should change.
I think it should stay because it's been on our history for a really long time, and just changing it just seems wrong.
I'm very proud to be called a Napa High Indian, so I'd like to keep it.
I mean, it's okay, but I think it's better if they change the Indian mascot just because it could offend some people.
You know, I disagree with that because since the first day I stepped on this campus, I was proud of being an Indian. Now that I'm a senior, for football especially, I'm very proud to say and represent on my team right now that we're Indians, and I hope it doesn't change because I really like the name.
Well, I don't really think we should change it just because all the alumni and stuff, they graduated as Indians and they might be proud of that.
Napa High has a long tradition of success, it's a lot of school pride, and the mascot is dear to many people's hearts. A lot of students, current students, a lot of alumni. However, there is a group of people who feel offended by it and feel that it's really not appropriate for these times.
I feel like it should stay.
Why do you think it should stay?
Well, because it's been the mascot name for over 100 years, and I don't know why they're trying to change it now out of all times.
Well, my understanding is in 1992 it was an issue, and then in the early 2000s it was an issue, and now it's come up this year as an issue. Recently, close to us, Vallejo got rid of the Apache, and then John Swett High School, they were also the Indians, and they've recently got away. So this is being covered throughout California and the nation.
I think what we have now, the Napa Indian, it isn't disrespectful, and it's been tradition for over 100 years, and I think we should still keep it.
I can understand the tradition behind it and why a lot of people want it to stay, but I can understand the negative sides to the name and why people might want it to change for certain racial stereotypes and all that stuff.
So a lot of things have changed, and there's people that are looking at the mascot as kind of an old style way of honoring the indigenous people. And so some of the indigenous people are offended by that. And I know that Napa High has a long tradition, and people love their mascot no matter what the mascot is, because it's part of the school pride. So it's going to be a hard decision to go through. So we've got to look at it, and we'll take our time. We'll actually not start till next year and go through a process. There's like a task force of both students and teachers and parents, study the issue, study why it would be good to keep it, why it might be good to change it. Is there some kind of a middle ground, win-win somewhere to kind of find out what the issues really are? And so I would probably think maybe February or March of 2017 would be when it would come to the board. It wouldn't be my decision, it wouldn't be the committee's decision, they'd make a recommendation. It would be the school board in like February of 2017.
I don't think I would be that affected if it changed, but if it stayed the same, I think, there's a long tradition with the Napa High Indians, and, I don't think too many people would be bothered by it, but at the same time, if it changed, that wouldn't be that big of a deal to me.
I think that it shouldn't change, but if the school wants to change it, then we support it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a tradition, and it's a lot of controversy if they would change it, and it would just be a big hassle, and a lot of people would just get really mad, but we support the school board if they feel the need to change it.
Wow, a lot of people feel very strongly about that topic.
I don't know about the mascot, but I know one thing that Napa High students want changed.
And that's the freshman policy of going off campus.
Let's see why they initially put that policy into use.
I'm Avery, and this is our story on freshmen leaving campus.
So ever since I got here in 2004, and so that's all I can really speak to. But 2004 until now, and prior to that, ninth graders, it's a district policy that ninth graders are not allowed to go off grounds.
But why do they? Do you ever leave campus?
Yeah, I leave campus to get food.
As a freshman, did you ever go off campus?
Oh yeah, I went off campus every day. All of my friends went off campus. We would always go eat across the street at like the burrito place. So we would go as groups.
I think if we give kids lots of things to do and reasons to stay on campus, then they will.
I don't stay on campus because there's really not much to do on campus.
I think the intent of the policy is to help ninth graders connect with the high school through clubs. Clubs meet at lunchtime. We can't be a closed campus because we don't have the capacity right now to serve all kids food.
It's too expensive and might as well go out, get something that's the same price of what I actually enjoy.
Parents don't want their kids off grounds. They don't. If they are, they want to make sure that they're safe, and so we're getting a lot of mileage with just connecting with parents about when kids are off grounds, when they're not supposed to.
Into the Midwest and the East because of the weather. Campuses are like, you go to school in buildings.
If a ninth grader goes off grounds, it's usually not, they usually don't go when we're out there, but they'll find a way to sneak off, and we usually catch them when they come back on. And then what we do is we call home, and that usually sends a message to families.
You know, like I said, we have Starbucks across the street. We have all of these bakeries across the street. We have restaurants across the street. So it's really tempting to just go off grounds. And I think getting in trouble for it is really dumb, especially if you can't eat on campus, because, you know, why are you gonna spend money on campus when you can just go off grounds?
I know 2 people that have gotten in trouble for going off campus.
What happened to them? What was their punishment?
I think they got a phone call home. I think it's unfair for us because I feel like we should be able to do what others do and not just stay on campus and get in trouble for going out and getting food, because a lot of us don't eat at home.
I had no idea people were so passionate about that policy.
There sure are a lot of spirited students on this campus.
That's part of what makes Napa High so great.
Let's take a look at the team who always keeps the Napa pride alive, the leadership class.
Our overall theme of Big Game this year is excellence throughout the decades. So we're trying to spotlight certain decades throughout Napa High School.
Monday is Hippie Day.
Tuesday is Twin Day.
For Wednesday, we have a crazy, like wacky type of clothing day.
Thursday is 80s Day, and Friday is Blue and Gold Day.
So as the leadership class does, we usually form into groups, so we do the whole class, we do sitting around.
We throw out ideas on the board and we take votes and stuff on it.
And then we vote on them and come up with 5 different spirit days.
Everyone's very passionate in the class, and they always to express their ideas.
I love it. It's a great experience. Class is kind of like a family. So.
It really does take a lot of creativity to continue coming up with new ideas for Spirit Week.
There was a lot of creativity in Napa just recently with the film festival.
Behind the lights and camera, we have an inside look and the real action that goes into making films at the festival.
Today we are making an education and outreach video for the Napa Valley Film Festival. I am creating this film so that donors and attendees will be interested and feel good about attending the festival. The festival puts a lot of screenings and director Q&As in schools to get kids interested in film, and the films themselves also talk about topics that are relevant to kids and their lives in Napa Valley.
A lot goes on in Napa that you may not know about.
That's why we are here to show you what's beaten at the beat of the drum.
See you next time, Indians.